Greetings and welcome back to SmartWatch Ticks. You are going to want to see what's at the other end of this wire because it's not what you expect. No, not at all. And if this isn't what you expect, then I'm sure this isn't what you expect either. No. All right, stop smirking. Don't turn off the channel. There's a reason I got this one to show you. One what? It's a band! Can't you tell? It's a little fitness band. Look how cute. Isn't that great? And it tells the time and the battery and, oh boy, all sorts of stuff. But there's more. There's way more. Let's get that little plastic off of it. You see, I brought this thing in for a reason. We're all tired of seeing the same old vanilla bands out there that do your typical yawn sports stuff, right? They're identical. Well, not this one, and there's a reason why. First, let me tell you about it. Comes to us from, of course, Banggood. Banggood gives us some of the wildest stuff we've ever seen here, and this is in that category, honestly, folks. It's a DB02, lightweight, waterproof, yada, yada, yada. But it's got something nobody else has got. Specs. No, everybody's got specs. And I got to show you the obligatory specs so you'll know what you're looking at. The really cool thing, one of them is IP68, fully submersible waterproof. You can't tell from the specs, but you can from this page. You know, I was looking through the literature and just about passed on this one. And then I saw this page, which is a snapshot of a page from the app, you know, that you could tether to. And I went, wait a minute, are you kidding me? This is real-time heart rate over a start-stop period that you can turn it on and let it run, and it's going to give you the current heart rate, a lowest, an average, and a highest average over that time period. You know what we're looking at? We're looking at that quintessential gift that we wished we had in these things but never could find, and that's your heart recovery rate capability. Yeah, you guys into sports know about this stuff. You exercise to the max, right? And one of the measures is staying in your heart rate zone and trying to make sure you maximize your potential of not going above or below a certain bracket based on your age and height and weight and physical endurance and capabilities and doctor's recommendations and all of that stuff. But another really important measure is how long does it take your heart to come back to resting or normal heart rate after a strenuous workout, your recovery time. And this puppy had the potential to do it. So why not? It's only roughly 25 bucks, maybe lower, maybe higher, I don't know. Anyway, check the show notes. I got to always mention that. We'll have a link to this little puppy. You're going to want to do this for that kind of price to be able to do what you're about to see. I mean, just slap this on your ankle or your nose or someplace else, you know, and wear your regular watch. But for heart rate recovery capability, this thing could be really cool. And yes, it is waterproof. You can swim and dunk and shower and do whatever you want with it. So what does it really do? Well, it really doesn't do a whole lot. It tells the time. It tells your steps. It gives you the mileage computed based on those steps. It has a heart rate function thing, and it's back to time. And that's pretty much it. The magic is in the app. So let's take a look at it. Inside the app, which is called Day Band. Folks, don't download the one that's in the QR code. It's all Chinese. And even this one, it's going to ask you for an update from time to time. And until they get the new update in the Google Play Store, don't go there because you get lost in a sea of Chinese unless you know Chinese. But if you download the one from the Google Play Store and you open it up, you're greeted with this page that's showing you, yes, it tethers and brings you over to the information that you've got, your steps. And if you touch on it, you're going to go into your chart that's going to show hour by hour the steps that you walked for your total distance in steps for this particular day, that you can go back and forth day to day, or your weekly display, or your monthly display. Nice, okay? So for tracking basic steps that you can use in other apps or whatever, this is an adequate one, and it gives you a nice graph over time, hourly, and it's doing it all the time. I didn't even put it on till here, and I took it off there, and I put it on, and so it's in the background, it's running and doing all of that. Long battery life on this thing, too. And beyond that, we have your sleep time. I popped it on last night, took a little snooze for 8.1 hours, and there's my little sleep chart for deep sleep, light sleep, awake, and no good sleep. I didn't have no good sleep. I was up a couple of times during the night and had a back and forth between deep and light sleep. About 2 hours worth of deep sleep. Probably good enough for me. And again, that's day by day. And until tomorrow, I can't go there. And you can accumulate a lot of that data and, of course, have a weekly display of it and a monthly display of it. Yeah, I'm getting to what you want to see right now, I swear. But I wanted to show you all of this stuff and the fact that you can go in here and bring up your Google Maps or an A map of your current location. Why, I'm not sure, because it's not really tied to a running or walking thing that tracks your path, and this doesn't have GPS in it. But that's up there. And then you get to this one, where we're going to really analyze what we're talking about in that heart recovery rate stuff. But before that, I'm going to go here to show you that the setup lets you put in your personal information, your gender. You can change the units too, and it's really quick. Your age, whatever you want it to be, 45, let's say. Your height, you want to be 5'11". Your weight, what's a typical person that tall? I don't know, 166, whatever. And it uses all of this stuff to work out the computation for your bracketing for your heart rate. You also can log in, which we, I think, already are, because it says log out. So you have that personal information in there. You can link to your device, and then you can have all these things like raising it to show you the time if you want to. A posture remind, not sure if that's a sedentary remind, but that's there. How long it'll stay on before it times out. You can find the band and it vibrate. There it goes. Yeah. And do a smart alarm clock, as well as a loss function, so if you're out of range from your phone, it'll beep to let you know you left your phone behind. Typical stuff. Okay, we've covered everything. There, I don't have to bore you with it later. You can even help them debug the sleep app if you want to. It lets you send debugging information along with your detailed sleep log and help them out with that. It is wanting you to update the application. Again, I recommend you don't do that. You can check for an update in the firmware. And the version information I'm running on this is 2.1.4 with this BLE version on the unit itself. And of course, you can reset the whole thing from there too. So we've covered the app. And now we're going to go in and do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it on for you. I'm going to do you a little sedentary one. And then, yes, Mr. Tix is going to get off of his soapbox and go walk up and down the stairs and try to get a little bit of heart rate going so that we can actually test this thing in the wild. So here we are. If I go in here and hit begin detect, or if I go over here and to the heart rate thing and activate from here, I'll begin this timed heart rate measurement stuff. I'm going to do it from here. I start it. Switches, it happens to be in here, but normally it would just be off. It wouldn't even see it. Takes it a moment to get connected. There's the seconds, and it's going to beep every time it's taking a measurement. If you go at least 1 minute, it will give you results. If you go less than that, it's not going to record it. So we got to get a little bit more data on it. And as you can see, it's constantly adding a new reading to the chart. And it's against this bracketing here. So I'm pretty much at my sedentary rate right now. And if it were higher, then the numbers and the chart would be up here from there to decompression, fat burning, cardiopulmonary, anaerobic, that's the one you want to not go above, and extremely high. And that's that reading. In the meantime, giving you the live result here, it's also giving you your lowest, your highest, and the cumulative average over this time. If I say stop detect, the finished heart rate test is completed. I've got that data there, and I go back here, and I got my information. And if you touch here, you get into the chart. And it shows you these different times that I've done timed tests. And it's different than the watches we've seen where, you know, you get one reading and that's what gets recorded. This is an increment, and because it's that timed increment, you can get some valuable data that you can use, you can actually use. So Mr. Tix is going to go walk the stairs and come back and do this whole test again for you so we can actually get kind of a simulated recovery test out of it. Here we go. Okay, I'm back. Where are my steps? Heart rate. Sleep. Oh, I need to go back to... Oh, where am I? I gotta get to the heart rate. Okay. Start it from here then. Right, there we go. Come back into the app. Okay, I don't know why I don't have heart rate anymore. My device. Disconnected. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, it's gotta get reconnected. My device. Search devices. There we are. We're connected now. Okay, we're ready. Let's begin. That was a bit of a climb. Oh, you're kidding me. And nowhere near 65. Beep, little sucker, come on. Give me your reading. You know what? This is crazy. I'm going to get... Where's my finger one? Here it is. Oh, if I'm in that good of a shape, that would be great. Okay, is this still accumulating data? We're going to check against this one and see what my rate is. Yeah. Okay. That's the pulse rate here. This is blood oxygen. I'm at about 100. My band is reading 87. Yeah, well, they're converging. The band is going up and the meter's going down, and they're almost equal. Okay, they're even. I'm going to stop and do this again. But there's what I got out of 1 minute and 12 in letting it try to recover. But it didn't get nearly the rate that it should have been, I don't think. Oh, anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, this time I took this with me so I wouldn't lose sync. That might have been a problem last time. I'm going to start it up again. It's catching it. Oh, there we go. 70, 73. What you see here, whoops, is matching there. Okay, now it's getting closer. We want to come into this thing too and see what I'm getting from a calibrated drugstore instrument, yeah? Okay, again, we're looking at pulse rate on the right-hand side. 97. I'm 114 on this one. This is pretty darn good. And it's been tested in another app as being accurate. And I'm a bit sad that this nice little band being able to do these calibrated readings isn't quite matching up, at least not initially. But that's okay. If you think about heart recovery rate, and what you're trying to do is see how long it takes to get your regular heartbeat down to a certain level based on your own physiology and statistics. And it does that, and these two match closely over time, then it's only that front end that they don't seem to be correlating, that this seems to be reading low. Now, as you can see, they're matching nicely. I shouldn't move my hand, sorry. They're both beating at about 105. And I've been a minute and a half, a little over. So we'll run this for like 3 minutes. I think the standard test is 5. You got to do research on that, though. I'm not really a fitness guy. No. Really, Mr. Tix? No, I'm not. And so something like this is way above and beyond. I am not going to start doing this with every fitness band I get, believe me. Only because we've got this potential of a heart rate recovery test that gives you a high and a low and an average. That's really, really cool. But again, I think for heart rate recovery, if you're using that in your training, what you want to do is monitor the time and monitor the pulse. And now the pulses are reading pretty darn close, within 1 point of each other, more or less, as it jumps around, because I'm not being totally still. I'm talking to you guys and wiggling my arm, but, you know, it seems to be reasonable over time. We're going to go for 3 minutes, and then we're going to stop it. 98, 98. Now, if my sedentary heart rate is, say, 70, I'm a ways away from that, as you can tell. But again, I think you go for 5 minutes. Or you go till you get to your number you want to see and see how long it took you to get there. And then work on decreasing that time as you improve your cardiovascular health with your exercising. What's in the gosh darn box? I never did the unboxing. I just showed you the charging unit while we let my pulse come down a little bit. The DB02 heart rate intelligent bracelet that's only about 25, 26 bucks is going to get really sweaty right now. In here was the band and the charger unit, nicely packed, but of course I had to take it out to test all this stuff. A little point of purchase thing so it could be hung on a rack in the store, right? A quality inspection sheet. All in Chinese, guarantee card. And then the manual, which, folks, is totally in Chinese. But if you want to use Google Translate, you're into that this much, then by all means, point your camera at the screen, translate this, and you can check the QR codes, especially if you're in an iOS world. But I did find out from Banggood that it is called the Day Fitness Band. What was it called? Day Band. And that's the app you're going to want to download. And it is in the Google Play Store. So recommend you do that. Here you go. There's that page and that chart showing you how you do all of that stuff. Now, the sad news about accumulating that data like this is that once you bail out of it, that chart is gone. And I'll show you that. If we're here and we're on this chart, and if I leave this now and I go back here, I can't go other than to begin all over again. So it's gone. Yeah, okay. It's going to try to test again. Oh, it's not letting me leave. Okay, let it accumulate a little bit of data. Because last time I did, oh yeah, I got to hit stop detect. That's it. And then confirm that I'm not going to save that one. And so that reading is not actually saved. But these were the previous averages. And if I tap here, I get all of the different measurements I've made and a chart that's showing me, wow, I only made it up almost to fat burning in the last couple of tests. But that's a good start. And here are the overtime test results. But if you touch on one of them, it doesn't take you back to that extended chart. So one thing you could try doing if you really wanted to capture that particular data when you're in this screen is make a screenshot of it, right? And just accumulate it that way. So once you've run down your time to wherever you want to go, you've got your current pulse and you've got your average high and low and your chart. Just screenshot that and you've got your data. Okay, we've covered what's in the box. We've looked at the Chinese manual, and you notice that this is beeping while I have it on. Each time it's taking a measurement. Now I'm moving, so it's not going to do it, but it makes a beep for you. And last thing to share with you, you know what that is. Our sponsor, Banggood, who dug this one out and recommended it to me, and I was like, no. And then I was like, no, maybe, no, okay, yeah, maybe we can do something unique. I've never seen another one do this. So for $25 of joy, $26.99, maybe lower with a discount coupon, you can have fun with this. Test it out. And actually, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to work with this. I'm going to find my recovery zone and rate and see if I can shave a minute or two off of that and get in good health so I'm around a long time to review 3D holographic watches for you in a couple of years. You've been watching SmartWatch Ticks, listening to us beep, and we will be back with more goodies. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.